Let's start texturing our liver in this video. So I have the digestive system layer showing up over here. I want to hide everything else but the liver. So let's select the liver right here and simply go under Display, Hide Unselected Objects. Now if you wanted to unhide everything, you can simply go to the outliner by clicking on this button, or go to Window, Outliner, and open the digestive system group over here. And you can see that everything that's hidden is grayed out. So I can simply select all these and go back to Display, Show, Selection. So right now, let's start texturing our liver. Let's go to Window, Rendering Editors, Hypershade. Give it a second, it'll open up. So our Hypershade opens up and we have no materials right now. So for the liver, what we're going to do is we're going to apply a simple Maya surface shader, and we're going to take a simple Phong, and we're also going to apply a simple 2D procedural texture to the Phong. So let's go under Surface over here, the surface shaders, go to Phong. The Phong comes in the work area and also the materials and textures area. So I can simply right click, zoom in out over here, Alt and right click. Right click on this, rename this. Always a good idea to start renaming everything. Let's call this liver. Let's name it liver 1. And let's go under 2D textures and let's go under noise over here. So that's a nice procedural texture. Let's go to noise, and it comes with this place 2D texture node and also the noise node. Now I'm going to apply the noise to this guy's diffuse channel. So simply double click on the Phong over here, and let's zoom out over here, and let's open the Phong slightly, and simply middle mouse button drag the noise over here onto the diffuse channel. So that's that simple. And right now I'm also going to change the color for this. So let's go to color, and I have some stored colors over here. So that was pretty much at RGB 71, 28, and 18. Maybe I can give it a slight little red over here. So there you go. That's all I want right now. Something else I'm going to change on the specular shading is the cosine power, and also a little reflectivity. Now I'm going to edit the noise texture over here. So just double click on the noise. It'll open its attribute editor. And I'm going to watch here as I change some attributes over here. So let's give it some threshold right there. Let's also take the amplitude slightly down. Let's also change the frequency. As you can see, it's tightening up over there. And the depth maps to 4. Frequency, I'm okay with that right now. Noise type, I like it to be at below actually. And the spottiness could be a little more. The size random, this I can definitely change, and you can see how it's changing right there. The randomness is fine, and the fall off, I like it to be at linear. So that's what I've got right now. And let's apply this to our liver right here, and let's quickly render this. So I'm going to minimize my Hypershade, and this is my render settings button. So let's go to the render settings, and I'm rendering with Maya Mental Ray, and no other thing has been turned on, no indirect lighting or anything, and I'm rendering at 640 by 480. So let's quickly click on this button and render it. So let's go and render this. And let's go back over here. So let's close this to get some more space. And let's quickly render this. So there you go, that's what it looks like right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to click on this button and save this image so we can compare it. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the Hypershade and select the noise over here And middle mouse button, drag and drop it on the liver material over here, and let go and go on its bump map. If I double click on the bump at this time, the bump attributes open up and the bump depth is at 1. So maybe I can increase it slightly to like 1.115. And let's quickly render this one more time. And you can see that it's a lot more bumpy. So that can be a nice variation from a regular liver to a liver which has some kind of disease. And it's still not done rendering. And the next render I'll do is going to be like an in-between stage. And then I'll also show you how you can quickly animate that. So here you go. And I can save this image as well by clicking on this button. So this is what it was before, and this is what it went to. So that's pretty nasty. So let's do one more thing over here. Let's go to frame 1 over here. So I'm just going with my time slider over here. And let me show you how easy it is to animate this. So at frame 1, I want it to be at 0. And I'll simply right click and set a key on the bump depth. And at frame 100, let's say, I want it to be at 1.115. And right click, set a key. So you can definitely render this. I'm not going to render this right now, but let's show you an in-between stage. So somewhere around 50, let's say. Let's render this one more time. And you can see that it's an in-between stage of from going to a liver which was a normal looking liver to something that's not a normal liver. So it went from here, and this was 1.115, and this is like the in-between. And maybe I can do another render which is around about there. And I paused the video while it was rendering. So there you go, that's at frame 20. And there's the liver, another stage of the liver where you can show that it's kind of not a very healthy liver.